Merry Christmas, Spring Branch. Kevin McGee here, and I'm thrilled to be able to celebrate a little bit of Christmas Day with you. Whether you're with family and friends today or you've had a quiet Christmas, it's a privilege to be able to share a little Christmas devotional, maybe this morning or this afternoon or evening, wherever you are in the day. Thank you for letting me be a little bit of part of it with you. This Christmas, we've been able to do a Gift of Hope Advent series, and there's so many stories about the birth of Christ and so much we want to share on Sunday mornings, and we just run out of time. We don't have enough time or Sundays to be able to share it all. And there's one story I want to share with you from Luke chapter 2, starting in verse 41, where Jesus is a boy in the temple. And you may know the story, you may not, but it's really the only account that we have of Jesus as a young person. And I think it tells us a little bit about how the story unfolds and how Jesus comes into being who he was sent to be, both fully God and fully flesh. What does that truly look like in practice? Did he have to learn all of the truths about the law and the prophets like everyone else, or did those things innately come to him in a different way? But I think we see a revealing of truth even in this story. So I'm going to be reading from the NIV. If you want to follow along with me with your Bibles or Bible app, Luke chapter 2, starting in verse 41. We have a bit of a Home Alone situation taking place. One of my favorite movies as a child, and so we'll pick up there. Every year, Jesus' parents went to Jerusalem for the festival of the Passover. Now, they were living in Nazareth, and so it would be a journey to get to Jerusalem, and they would probably travel with a large group of people. When he was 12 years old, they went up to the festival according to the custom. After the festival was over, while his parents were returning home, the boy Jesus stayed behind in Jerusalem, but they were unaware of it. You might think that, how could you be unaware of it? Well, he was right at that age where he was becoming a man, and maybe dad thought he was with mom and the children, and mom thought that he was with dad and the other men walking along the road. But needless to say, they didn't realize it. Thinking he was in their company, they traveled on for a whole day. Then they began looking for him among their relatives and friends. When they did not find him, they went back to Jerusalem to look for him. After 3 days, they found him in the temple courts, sitting among the teachers, listening to them and asking them questions. Now, you can imagine having lost your child for 3 days, what kind of state you might be in as Mary and Joseph are searching frantically for the young boy Jesus. And then to find him amidst maybe some rabbis and some older teachers and holding court, talking about the things of the law and the prophets and what that must have looked like. And, I kind of picture Luke as he may have had an encounter with Mary or somebody who had heard this story from Mary, his mother, and how she is sharing this story as he is writing even the gospel and giving us a picture of who Jesus is, as he says, an orderly account. But then he says, then it goes on, everyone who heard him was amazed at his understanding and his answers, even there at 12 years old. When his parents saw him, they were astonished. His mother said to him, "Son, why have you treated us like this? Your father and I have been anxiously searching for you." You can imagine Mary full of emotion. "Why were you searching for me?" he asked. "Didn't you know I had to be in my father's house?" Now, he's not admonishing his parents, but he's reminding them that there was only one place that he could be, and that was in his father's house. That was with the people who were about his father's things. That was beginning to fulfill what God had sent him for. and there he is in his Father's house. And I like to equate this to our time with community, that we are joined together. We come together for a purpose. We come together to celebrate and to praise together and to mourn and grieve together. And that Spring Branch at 1500 North Great Neck is more than just a building. It's a sacred space where people gather and discuss the law and the prophets and the New Testament and what Jesus's life meant and what it means for us on a day-to-day basis. I think Jesus was more about just saying that I was in the temple being devout. It was about the community and the exchange of knowledge and care and what that was going to mean for the future for all those involved. It says his parents did not understand what he was saying to them. Then he went down to Nazareth with them and was obedient to them. But his mother treasured all these things in her heart. And Jesus grew in wisdom and stature and in favor with God and man. As we close the devotional this morning, I see here in these final verses that Luke's really drawing our attention to the joining of a fully God and fully man. That there is a combining of the fully spiritual and the fully physical. That our life on this earth matters. That the things that we do on this earth matters. That there is something to the physicalness that we need to pay attention to. There's something to the spiritualness that we need to pay attention to. And my prayer is that as a church here in 2025, we grow fully in who we are physically and mentally, spiritually, that we grow into what God has for us as a church, and that we never stop growing. That is not a check the box faith, but that we continue to be about the things that our Father is about. I pray that for you today on Christmas Day as we celebrate the birth of Christ. I pray that for your families, and I pray that for us as a church into 2025. We've got a great service coming on Sunday, Testimonies of Hope, and I hope you will join us then on Sunday morning at 10 a.m., and then we'll certainly see you in the new year as we open the Gospel of John and work through that together towards Easter. It's great to be with you. I hope you have a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Talk to you soon.